Hello, it's a very good evening. Thank you for joining us. You are watching Sunday Edition. I am Yvonne Mukondani. Susan Masona gives us the bulletin in sign language.
Indeed, we are live at the hill in Pocket Hill Highlands, Harare, the capital city. I'm Liam Bernard with Marilyn Gwenya. Will join us much later from our Montreux studios. These are leading stories tonight. The Church of Central Africa Presbyterian pledged to work with government where their synods are located.
In our Arm and African feature, we celebrate the late Ghanaian President Jerry Rawlings for his influence on African politics.
Indeed, much later in our This and That feature, Matabeleland South Bureau Chief Providence Maranelli casts the spotlight on accident black spots.
And later on in sport, we take a look at how the PSL panned out. But for now, let's take a look at the main news. The Church of Central Africa Presbyterian has pledged to work with governments of the countries where their synods, such as Malawi, Zimbabwe and Zambia, are to ensure improved livelihoods.
That report.
Thousands of congregants of the Central Church of Africa Presbyterian from Malawi, Zimbabwe and Zambia gathered at Sivu Stadium in Lilongwe for their centenary celebrations. Vice President Comrade Kembo Mohadi, who is representing President Emmerson Mnangagwa, was among leaders who attended the event. Malawi President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who started by touring various projects by the CCAP, commended the church for their work towards improved livelihoods. He said, "It is time Africans define the narrative of evangelism."
The gospel did not come to Africa to die in Africa, even though missionaries who came, some of them are buried here. And I saw their graves in Cape Maclear. The gospel must now emanate from Africa to the rest of the world, because today missions is from every nation to every nation. And so let me encourage you, even as you continue to look to the future, and if the Lord doesn't come as quickly, may the next 100 years be years of greater blessing.
CCAP leadership said, as a church, they are a partner in development to countries they operate in.
It is no secret that the CCAP is a partner in development in all countries wherever it works. It has made significant contributions to the community, including education, healthcare, social justice, and support for the needy. Our church has not only been a spiritual home, but also a place of compassion and service, where the love of Christ is made manifest through our actions.
The CCAP Zimbabwe Synod paid tribute to President Mnangagwa and his administration for supporting them.
Tiri pamwe chete tiri kupembera kuti Mwari vatichengeta uye vari kutitungamirira. Zvakare toda kutenda hurumende yedu yeZimbabwe, chena zvakare mutungamiri wenyika vaMnangagwa vatumira Vice President towe pakati pedu kutitsigira nekufara nekupembera. Tinovatenda zvikuru. Mwari avaropafadze nekuvaitira zvakanaka.
Representing President Mnangagwa, Vice President Kembo Mohadi spoke of the role the church plays in development.
The church and the state must always collaborate. The state, in the sense that it looks into the welfare of the people, the physical welfare of the people, that people are well-resourced, people are looked after. That is, all the social amenities that are required for the people are given by government. But the church has equally a role to the people that we govern as government or as ruling parties. The church, the role of the church is that one which is spiritual.
The event was attended by international representatives from churches in Scotland, Canada, Ireland, the Netherlands, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and South Africa, among others. Throughout the years, churches in Africa have been instrumental in partnering with governments to spearhead developmental and relief programs, hence the importance of maintaining such relations. Ms. Martina, ZBC News, Lilongwe.
The Japanese government has pledged to enhance cooperation with Zimbabwe in the agricultural sector to ensure food security in the face of climate change-induced droughts.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Ambassador Frederick Shawa, met the Japanese Foreign Affairs Minister on the sidelines of the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development ministerial meeting in Japan this Saturday. Part of deliberations revolved around enhancing collaborations to ensure food security in the face of climate change.
I'd like to further deepen our relationship, both in the context of the bilateral relations as well as the SADC framework. Japan has decided to extend food assistance and the provision of about 5,800 tons of fertilizers. And I believe that this food security is critically important, and that was mentioned by a lot of the participants of the meeting in the opening session as well as the working lunch. And also we need to be aware that the climate change is now affecting food and energy and maritime security and in a transportation way.
I welcomed the fertilizer donation, which will help our farmers in the next agricultural season and increase productivity. Honorable Kamikawa informed me that a Japanese company would work with our small-scale farmers to improve the growth of sesame seeds, which are in high demand in Japan.
Earlier this month, Zimbabwe received over 5,000 metric tons of ammonium nitrate and compound D from the Japanese government to cushion small-scale farmers. Meanwhile, Tokyo International Conference on African Development underway in Japan is being attended by delegations comprising African foreign ministers, international organizations, African regional bodies and the private sector, with deliberations focusing on fostering comprehensive growth and sustainable development in line with African Union Agenda 2063.
Now, the Mutapa Investment Fund has reaffirmed its commitment to driving partnerships between Indian and Zimbabwean businesses following the conclusion of the 19th India-Africa Business Conclave. Abigail Tembo filed that report.
In a bid to revitalize its operations, the state-owned Mutapa Investment Fund has set its sights on India, where several of its units are actively seeking to unlock investment opportunities worth billions of US dollars, a strategic move with the potential to significantly transform the National Sovereign Wealth Fund, injecting new life into its operations and bolstering its financial standing. Speaking on the sidelines of the just-ended India-Africa Business Conclave, the fund's Chief Executive Officer, Dr. John Mangunjika, highlighted the numerous Memoranda of Understanding and Memoranda of Agreements signed between Indian companies and entities under the Mutapa Investment Fund.
The number of MOUs and MOAs that we have entered into between the companies in India and those of under Mutapa Investment Fund. We have got a number of areas that we should benefit from them, because for starters, the production of electricity and the production of rail stock is very high, of high standard, and therefore we benefit from our number one, for improving our standards. Number two, in rectifying areas that we need to address in Zimbabwe. So at least if it is a railway system, it means it to be competitive, and we need also to ensure that it's commercially viable, and that requires that we pick back from the experiences. If it is electricity, what it means that our key focus area with the ZESA is the supply of electricity. So we need parties, there's joint ventures to ensure that they come to fruition.
The potential investment deals running into billions of US dollars is expected to not only boost Mutapa Investment Fund's financial muscle, but also contribute to the country's economic development, creating new avenues for trade, investment and cooperation between Zimbabwe and India. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, New Delhi.
Government seeks to enhance Zimbabwe's diverse food experiences to tourists and travelers by establishing culinary centers at the country's airports.
In an effort to enhance gastronomy tourism, the Ministry of Tourism and Hospitality Industry intends to set up culinary centers at the country's airports as a significant travel motivation. Minister of Tourism and Hospitality Industry, Honorable Barbara Rhodes, said at the commissioning of the VVIP pavilion at the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport recently that they are working closely with the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development in this project.
It's a port of entry where we have to show everyone what we are as Zimbabwe. It's not just smiles that welcomes people, it's even water, it's the drink, it's the food. So that's what we'll be going to be doing together with OPC as well. We are going to work together in Foreign Affairs in this facility.
Transport and Infrastructural Development Minister Honorable Felix Mona also confirmed this arrangement.
With the advent of gastronomy, I've been saying to my team, we must work closely with the Ministry of Tourism so that we also introduce our gastronomy at this very important infrastructure. So my colleague Minister Honorable Rhodes will be working closely.
Last month, the country hosted the first ever regional gastronomy conference in Victoria Falls, organized by the UN Tourism to promote the practice which is a key driver to tourism industry growth. Owen Mandova, ZBC News.
And now the stage is set for the Zimbabwe Agriculture Show, with the exhibitors putting their final touches on their displays.
2024 Harare Agriculture Show promises to be an exciting and informative event featuring cutting-edge agricultural technology and innovations. The ZBC News team captured the buzz of excitement as exhibitors made last-minute preparations, fine-tuning their exhibits and perfecting their presentations.
Yes, our farmers came early kuti tikwanise kujaja and be ready by Monday kuti tinge tatova nemaresults edu kuti panozoitwa official opening tinenge tatopedza.
We are ready. As you are seeing, we are just finishing our final touch-ups, and by the end today we'll be ready, and tomorrow morning I think we are good to go. So we are expecting brisk business. As you are seeing, the economy is improving, and as it improves we are hoping we will have parents coming to enroll, especially those that are coming from outside the country.
But by the end of the day, I think sasesiqedile esikulungisayo njengoba libona yathesi sesifake lokhu, then sizaqedisa ngangale sifaka amanye amaphepha lawo futhi, but sikhangelele ukuthi ntambama sasesiqedile.
Zimbabwe Agricultural Show Society Head Agriculture Development Mr. Tawonga Marion confirmed that all is in place.
We are ready to open the show tomorrow, and the bulk of our exhibitors are putting up final touches to their exhibition stands, and I would like also to confirm that this year we are fully subscribed, and we are looking for space to put other exhibitors who are willing to come and exhibit at this year's show. So 2024 for us is a good year.
This year's edition will run under the theme Cultivating Prosperity, Growing Business, Innovating and Nurturing Our Future. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
An ECD block set to be built in Nyazura now stands as a beacon of hope, ensuring that the children of surrounding villages are not left behind in the march towards progress.
Villages of Gandia and Chapeyama in Nyazura have taken it upon themselves to develop their village by constructing a satellite ECD block. Its construction comes as the Second Republic has sunk solar-powered boreholes in the community through the presidential borehole drilling scheme. Not only will its construction ease the distance walked by the young ones to the nearest school, but will also see parents being part of the development.
Kure almost more than 10 kilometers ma ECD saka takaona kuti asizotarisira mvura pana mutungamiriri wenyika bila tiforume vidhina tega anditi shoro MP achizotibatsira andika tinenge tane something tangwanidzawo vidhina zvedu tangwanidzawo matombo river sende chikochoro murwizi zvisingatengwa anditi then MP tikumbirira kuhurumende yotibatsirawo nemarata kana necement yotinge tichivakirochi vana vedu ma ECD kasvika grade 3 wadzidzi padhuze bozi vari kufamba long distance panozvinaya mvura payapa inenge riri dambudziko kuwana
zvanga zvakaoma kumudzimai kuti unenge usina mvura uda unochera mvura kure
zvinhu zvako zvinenge zvazvekungoita zvekuchengetedza zvekulimita mvura yaunenge uinayo takwanisa kuwana mvura yakachena hatichisina dambudziko even nevana.
The boreholes have also brought relief to the women in the area who had to carry the burden of sourcing for the precious liquid in unsafe water sources.
Izvozvi takuona kuti pane chimwe chikamu chapo chakaisirwa bohori apa saka zvinhu zvatirerukira senharaunda nemombe dzedu dzakuwanawo mvura yakakwana.
Mvura yanga yatitambudza gore rino iri nekuti hakuna kunyatsa kunaya. Pese pataikwanisa kuti tiwane mvura tatisi kuchaiwana tata kungoti patangowana mvura imwe inenge isingakodzera kuti ishande tata kungoishandisa nekuti tinenge tisina chekuita. Saka tinotenda zvikuru sei baba Mnangagwa nekutipawo mvura yakachena.
The community-based approach is set to reduce construction costs and time while ensuring that communities take ownership of the schools and are committed to their protection. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Nyazura.
Now, the people of Gokwe North have joined in congratulating President Emmerson Mnangagwa on his SADC chairmanship. This came out at a thank you rally organized by the ZANU-PF National Women's League in that area.
The rally was held at Nembudzia Secondary School this Saturday, with people of Gokwe North congratulating President Mnangagwa for assuming the SADC chairmanship.
Isu senyika yeZimbabwe tiri kuno Gokwe tinonzwa kufara nokusununguka nokuti president vedu neZimbabwe yedu vakagadzwa kuva SADC chairperson.
Tinonzwa kufara nekudada nababa vedu President Idi Mnangagwa. Tinonzwa kufara kuti vava chairperson weSADC. Tichiziva kuti nyika yedu iri kuenda mberi, nyika yedu iri kusimudzirwa.
Zvinhu zvinofadza tiri kuona kuti kunyangwe pavision yedu ya 2030 inenge ine chiremerera nokuti ukaona vachikwanisa kulidha nyika 16 zvoreva kuti panyika yavo yeZimbabwe kunenge kuchitongori kutsvaira.
Women's League leadership also celebrated the assumption of the regional bloc.
Tinofara zvikuru nokuti chinzvimbo chavapiwa ichi chinovapa chiremera nekuti paisusu nyika chiremera chinopfumbidzira zvakare basa guru ravari kuita muno muZimbabwe. Kubva zvavatanga kusvika paupresident taona development yakakurisisa yakanyanya, taona development kumaruwa, taona development mumaguta.
Isusu tini boka remadzimai saka tiri kunzwa kufara because muno muconstituency matiri mune mudzimai honorable Boka. Tobvapo council wemuno mudistrict matiri council chairman mudzimai. Tobvapo totarisa kuti tichitenda vanhu tiri kupemberera baba vedu vaMnangagwa nechigaro chavo cheSADC chavakapiwa kucheya.
Tine vamwe vakanga vachitaura kuti development iri kuitika muno muZimbabwe is because paroda kuitika SADC. But if you go back kuma programs nema projects akatanga kuitwa before SADC ari kukontinya development iri kukontinya mukati menyika yedu yeZimbabwe kuburikidza nababa vedu vaEmmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa.
Zimbabwe successfully held the 44th SADC summit with President Mnangagwa assuming the regional bloc's chairship. Tafadzwa Chigwedere, ZBC News, Gokwe.
Veteran of the struggle, Comrade Ndim Mhlanga, has applauded the inclusion and empowerment of 4 veterans by government and the party.
As the nation continues to celebrate the Heroes Month, the ZBC News crew visited Comrade Ndim Mhlanga, a revered veteran of the liberation struggle, who shared his thoughts on the gains of the Vision 2030 and how it aligns with the ideals of the liberation struggle.
Ndiri beneficiary yeminda sezvemuri kuona witi inokwana 70 hectares yetiri kudiridzira pano nesenda pivot papurasi pangu. Saka naizvozvo isusu tiri kuti nyaya dzeeconomic development kuti tisimudzire zveupfumi tinotenda president vedu kuti Vision 2030 avaite vega president, tinotobatsirana navo. Uyu unobata nepapa. Pane 70 families dziri panapa. Vari pabasa, vari kurarama, vane vana vari kuende kuchikoro. Vari kuendeserawo mberi Vision 2030 nekuti vana ivavo vachaenda kumasekendari voende kumabasa.
Comrade Mhlanga also took the opportunity to commend President Emmerson Mnangagwa for assuming the SADC chairmanship, noting that the position will benefit the nation's business outlook.
Mufaro wedu wakanyanyisa nokuti president wedu Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa vakatora uchairman we SADC. Izvi hadzisi dzavo chete nyembe idzodzo, ngedzedu tese sevana veZimbabwe. Hatichatarisi Zimbabwe chete pakushanda kwedu, taakutarisa local, tozotarisa regional, tozotarisa futi international. Markets iwayo atavhurirwa, saka hatisisina mugano wekutengesa zvinhu zvedu.
The Second Republic has made a commitment to improve the welfare of the veterans of the liberation struggle, ensuring that they receive support, dignity, and respect they deserve, in acknowledgement of their role in shaping Zimbabwe's history and future. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Nyabira.
From Harare, we're crossing over to our Montreux studio where Marilyn Gwenya is on standby to take us on. Marilyn, good evening. It's over to you.
Good evening and many thanks to you, Leanne and Yvonne. And now Sunday edition continues from this end, and we take you to Hwange, where ZANU-PF has welcomed over 500 returnees in Hwange district, including former senior officials from the opposition who have been charmed by the ruling party's national development drive.
Former Citizens Coalition for Change senior officials, who include former Victoria Falls Mayor Somvelo Dlamini and former Binga North legislator Patrick Nene Sivanda, and some former opposition councillors, are among the 500 returnees received by the ruling party.
I joined ZANU-PF in realizing that I wasted a lot of time in opposition, checking that because normally when we mean development, I joined the opposition when I was a small boy, and I was in all positions in the opposition. But realizing time wasted and my age, and with my political ambitions and development, which I want to see in my Binga community, I think it made me to join the ZANU-PF.
We are only opposing for the sake of opposing. I saw darkness in front because there was nothing which is materializing.
My own peers have been against me. When they tried to do a vote of no confidence soon after I was elected mayor, I feel I've been treated unfairly. Those are some of the reasons that led me to come and join this revolutionary party.
What we are doing, we are chasing one rate, which is development. What we need is development. That's why I said, okay, if it means development, if there is development within ZANU-PF, okay, let me do that and see how we can develop together.
The ruling ZANU-PF party is on a drive to lure more former opposition members to its ranks.
You know, Kumsha Homekaya is a program that started 3 years ago, and its major objective is to assist those in the opposition who would want to come and join ZANU-PF, to educate them, to tell them why it is important this time around for all people of Zimbabwe to rally behind and give support to Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa and his team.
Nokujewa Mnangagwa, Vision 2030, zunji zwatikana, wangobuda muwange yomuya mamaini, fine, we used to have cholera. My Chinese ejaba kama bat, ukangonobuza an ordinary person in town, they'll tell you we are good to go.
ZANU-PF National Political Commissar Comrade Mnyaradzi Machacha says life-changing developments being spearheaded by the ruling party have caught the attention of all progressive citizens.
Program for returnees is one of our key strategic pillars aimed at reaching out to those citizens, Zimbabweans, who are still in the opposition, to mobilize them, give them our ZANU-PF ideology, give them the vision that our President E.D. Mnangagwa has, and also explaining to them the future prospects that lie ahead.
Since the launch of the Kumusha Home Ekaya program 3 years ago, Over 200,000 former opposition members have rejoined the ruling party. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Wange.
The ruling ZANU-PF party Harare province has convened its inter-district conference where draft resolutions towards the annual National People's Conference have been compiled and adopted.
This Sunday saw ZANU-PF Harare Provincial Inter-District Conference convening with thematic committees establishing resolutions ahead of the annual National People's Conference.
The most critical resolution which came out of this Provincial Inter-District Conference is, whilst the province is united in that His Excellency should continue to lead the country beyond 2028, the most critical issue now is that the national constitution, the constitution of Zimbabwe, must be amended to enable His Excellency to continue to lead beyond 2028. You are aware that there are constitutional limitations. First of all, it says a president serves for a maximum of 2 terms of 5 years each. So there is that window of extending the number of years for each term.
Politburo members noted that the collective decision is a culmination of the development trajectory under the Second Republic.
We need to catch up with the rest of the world and overtake. The Second Republic vision 2030. Vision 2030 is vision yemwana wese Zimbabwe. Sitira kuti roti yavakwa haina kuvakirwa mwana weZANU-PF chete. Roti yavakwa yavakirwa mwana weZimbabwe. Madhamu ari kuvakwa akavakirwa mwana wese wei. Patei zhinji pati vanhu. Matapura zvinangwa zvei. Zvikwadi. Mabasa tikwawo, mabasa arikuitwa ekuti nyika ibudirire mativi mana esonyika asi tichizonanga muno Harare tese tirikuziona.
The ruling party's annual National People's Conference will be held in Bulawayo in the month of October.
Government's commitment to improving standards of living for its workforce continues, with the Shirugwe female prison benefiting from the Presidential Borehole Scheme and Business Unit Program.
As one of the approaches that has been adopted by the government to boost horticulture production and food security in the country, government has embarked on an intensive bore drilling and establishment of business units at its institutions, with the Shirugwe female prison being the latest to benefit from the program. Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service Officer commanding Midlands Province, Commissioner Samo Gate, says the initiative plays a key role in contributing to food security in the province.
There's no doubt that this project will go a long way in improving the livelihoods of our inmates as well as staff at this station. Let me also assure the government of Zimbabwe that us as prison service, we have the potential to address the issue of food security in our province.
Government pledged to continue supporting institutions as part of its mission to offer developmental assistance.
The solarized bore at Shirugwe female prison is part of the Second Republic's broader strategic initiative to support correctional institutions not only with essential resources but also with opportunities for career development, as the government is introducing business units at every water point under the Agriculture 8.0 program.
The United Nations 2030 Agenda on Sustainable Development Goals recognizes the centrality of water resources to sustainable development, poverty reduction, sanitation, and hygiene. Karajusha, ZBC News, Shirogwe.
A woman from Masvingo is appealing for financial assistance to cater for her daughter's medical expenses after being diagnosed a rare intestinal disorder. Mother of 12-year-old Kayla Adams, who has been diagnosed with intestinal neuronal dysplasia and leiomyopathy of the rectum, said her daughter has not been able to go to school due to the excruciating pain she experiences. Miss Chantal Adams told this news crew that her daughter's sickness, which is a motility disorder that manifests with intestinal obstruction and severe chronic constipation, started 3 years ago, and since then her life has never been the same.
She started off when she had her appendix removed. That's where she started having constipation, and she wouldn't eat. She'll be vomiting. We'd go to the doctors, they would give her some laxatives. Then those laxatives would work at that time. Then after a certain time, the laxatives don't work anymore. All the time she would just be suffering with the pain because her tummy would swell and she would be having pain in her back. In the past 3 years, she hasn't been going to school all the time. She goes when she's feeling a bit better, but most of the time she's not at school because for her to sit to go through class until 3 o'clock, she won't be able to. She has to lie down. Recently, she's had to have an enema. It's called a phosphate enema. You put it in again, it's a liquid, and it's supposed to work and break out the fecal loading, but it stopped working again. The doctor's seen where the problem was, which was in her rectum, mainly. So they asked us for a biopsy, and we did the biopsy, and the biopsy is showing that she has intestinal dysplasia and leiomyopathy. I'm just appealing for help, like for finances, because whatever surgery is gonna come now, I'm sure it's gonna be really expensive. And I don't want her to keep on suffering and keep on being in pain. At least if I get help and whatever needs to be done, it can just be done fast so that she can heal and maybe have a normal life.
Despite suffering from a terminal disease, Kayla is hopeful she will conquer the illness and pursue her dreams.
When I grow up, I want to be a surgeon.
Kayla's mother is currently unemployed and is not earning much from a small business to cater for her daughter's medical expenses.
Every time ndagenda ndinomutakura muindisa kuchipatara ende pendomutakura mwana anenge achitochema, saka zvimwe zvinondidzimba zvisingamboiti. Apa kuchikoro kwatarisa time yandakapedzisira kumona achienda kuchikoro haava netime yakareba zvisingaiti.
For those who wish to assist Kayla, they can contact Kayla's mother on 0773 965 277 or 0771 568 826. Gaima Tambo, ZBC News, Mashingo. I'm an African feature is coming up next. His legacy extends far beyond Ghana's borders, inspiring a generation of Africans to fight for democracy, justice, and equality. In our I'm an African feature for tonight, we celebrate former Ghanaian President Jerry Rawlings, whose influence shaped African politics.
Born in 1947 in Accra, Ghana, Jerry Rawlings, the former president of Ghana, left an indelible mark on African politics. In 1979, Rawlings, a young and charismatic flight lieutenant, seized control of Ghana after he ousted a corrupt regime that had ravaged the country's economy, leaving the population impoverished and delusioned. Rawlings' bold move was met with widespread support as Ghanaians saw him as a savior, determined to restore their nation's dignity. Rawlings' presidency was marked by a commitment to social justice. He implemented policies that uplifted the poor, tackled inequality, and promoted grassroots democracy. His government established people's courts, which brought justice to the doorstep of ordinary citizens. Rawlings also introduced a decentralized system of government, empowering local communities to take charge of their development. Rawlings' influence extended far beyond Ghana's borders. He was a passionate advocate for Pan-Africanism, fostering unity among nations. He played a key role in the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the African Union, AU, promoting regional integration and cooperation. Rawlings' leadership style, a mix of courage, conviction, and compassion, influenced a new wave of African leaders. He inspired Nigeria's pro-democracy movement, which eventually toppled military rule. His legacy also shaped the leadership of South Africa's former President Thabo Mbeki. Through his African peers, Rawlings' vision continues to shape the continent's political landscape. His unwavering dedication to justice, equality, and democracy remains a beacon of hope for generations to come. Rawlings' revolution may have started in Ghana, but its impact resonates across Africa, inspiring a new era of leadership. According to former Nigerian Finance Minister Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Jerry Rawlings was more than a leader. He was a symbol of hope. His commitment to democracy and justice inspiring all to work towards a better Africa. The former Ghanaian president died in 2020 at the age of 73 and was accorded a state funeral.
And that's it for myself, Marilyn Gunya, and the Montrose crew for tonight. Sunday edition is off to a break. We will be back with the team from Provincial Studios in Harare.
The Minister of Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Affairs, Honorable Senator Monica Mavunga, the Deputy Minister, Honorable Senator Hadman Moyo, the Chief Director, Major General Retired Evaristo Ziwema, the Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Board, Heroes Dependence Assistance Board, and the entire management and staff extend heartfelt congratulations to you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, on your esteemed assumption of the chairmanship of the Southern African Development Community SADC during the 44th Ordinary Summit of Heads of State and Government. Your ascendancy to this pivotal role under the theme Promoting Innovation to Unlock Opportunities for Sustained Economic Growth and Development towards an Industrialized SADC is testament to your visionary leadership and unwavering dedication to the progress and prosperity of our region. We are confident that your chairmanship will herald a new era of innovation, inclusive economic growth, and industrial development, fostering unity and collaboration among SADC member states as we share common values on nationalism and anti-colonial struggles. Your commitment to the recognition of heroes and heroines of liberation movements in the region has always been an inspiration. We are proud to stand with you as you lead SADC towards a brighter future, embodying the values of resilience, determination, and unity that has defined your leadership. May your tenure as SADC chairperson be marked by groundbreaking achievements and lasting contributions to the socio-economic advancement of our region. Congratulations, Makoro Koto Amhlope.
Say hello to seamless transactions and effortless convenience with the new Inbucks Swipe Card. Swipe, tap, pay, and go with confidence anywhere in Zimbabwe. Sign up for your Inbucks Swipe Card at any Inbucks booth nationwide today. Have you registered for Inbucks yet? If not, dial *569# or download the Inbucks app and redefine the way you bank. Terms and conditions apply.
The Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution for Mashonaland East Province, Honorable Dr. A. Munzwerengwi, the Secretary for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Mr. T. Kutama Hufa, government sector, private sector, and people of Mashonaland East Province would like to congratulate His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, and the whole nation on his appointment to the SADC chairmanship. This significant milestone is testament to your exceptional leadership skills, vision, and commitment towards promoting economic integration, peace, and security in the region. We wish you continued success in your new leadership role and look forward to seeing development of sustainable economic growth in the SADC region. Once again, congratulations, Makorokoto Amhlophe.
You're still watching Sunday Edition. Thank you for staying with us now. We are still in the month of August, where we've seen quite an increase in the number of accidents on the roads. Maybe it's because of the holidays, I don't know. But what do you think motorists should do on the roads just to curb accidents?
Absolutely, Yvonne. My advice would be low speed, as well as no intake of alcohol, especially if you're driving behind the wheel and you have passengers as well to take care of.
Yeah, that's another way to look at it. Very valid. But depending on how spiritual you are and what you believe in, some people say mepo.
Which takes us, Yvonne, to our next story.
I'm serious.
With road accidents happening every hour across the world, some places have earned names as black spots, as you mentioned, due to a recurrence of accidents and those particular areas.
Now we know this and that feature on Matebele and South Bureau Chief Providence Maranelli cast the spotlight on accident black spots, exploring whether or not they are spiritual or a natural phenomenon.
Let's take a look.
On one chilly morning in June last year, this news crew was traveling for an assignment in Plumtree, and as we were passing a certain area along the way, we came across something that stunned us. There was a skimpily dressed lady on the roadside, seemingly desperate for transport. As she continually waved her hand in desperation, we stopped to help her. What shocked us was that she never spoke to us, but started to climb onto our truck's load box. When we inquired on why she didn't say anything, she just disembarked and disappeared into the darkness. These are some of the stories that are told about accident spots, with people alleging to have heard loud screams or seen mysterious beings crossing the roads, leading to accidents.
Zvakawandisa murodhi umu. Unogona kuona munhu akabata bhegi. Unogona kungona munhu woti uchimira uchiona munhu yawo chisipo. Kanyangwe dhongi unogona kurivona kuti yero dhongi uchinomira nemota. Dhongi riya ucharivoni kuti raendepi. Saka zvinhu zvinorarama mukati medu kuti kune chivanhu. Zvinhu zvofanira kuti nzvimbo kana ikaita accident, vanhu ngavadane vanhu vechivanhu vogadzirisa nzvimbo.
Umuntu nxa ehamba ebusuku ekwanisa ukuthi uhlanganele lenkomo yona ingekho uvike into engekhoyo yikho kwenza ukuthi i-black spot.
I've seen something even myself. It was happening I think last year. I was on my way going back to Lusaka. Then I've seen one guy riding a bicycle, and the first truck hit that guy. I don't know if it was a wind or what in that way, but it happens.
Unoita mhute asi kunenge kusina mhute asi unovona mhute saka hatizivi kuti nzvimbo dzakadero unogona kuti explain sei.
However, others choose to be naturalistic and believe accidents happen because of drivers' recklessness or fatigue.
Sometimes what causes some accidents is you can find that there is a cave there where usually the accident happens. It's because maybe somebody was dozing, then we'll go straight on that cave. I've been driving since 2000. Sometimes we ignore the signs on the road. We are not supposed to ignore the signs. If it's 60 kilometers, that means somebody has already measured which speed you can use on that particular area. But we go on cruising up to maybe 100. How do you pass that area?
Whether these stories are true or not, we may never know. But one thing for sure is that some places have earned names as black spots because of the frequency of accidents. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Gwanda.
Definitely something to think about. Is there such a thing as black spots, or accidents are just that? Accidents? Let us know on our Facebook page, ZBC News Online. For now, let's take a look at SNT up next. A Marondera dairy farmer has adopted the use of technology to process stock feed at his farm.
With the cost of feed now one of the main costs in dairy farming, a Marondera farmer, Mr. Vimbai Muzariri, has adopted the use of a milling plant to process his own feed using locally available resources, including grass.
Our technology is basically a milling plant which is meant to support on-farm feed production. We are involved in hay baling, we're involved in pasture development, maize stover, grasses that we actually grow here on the farm, which we then mill using the milling plant.
The machine also increases the palatability of the feed.
In other stock feed production, small-scale farmers usually use their hands and tools like machetes to chop, for instance, grass to then feed cows. But cows need to have feed that is palatable. This actually helps feed to become more palatable for the rumen to develop correctly. Rumen, which then helps us in producing milk. The cost is marginally different. We actually reduce our costs of buying feed from outside the farm. This has helped us significantly over this particular season, especially during El Nino.
The machine also seemed to be a solution to rampaging wildfires as it uses grass for feed.
In terms of wildfires, we're working with a lot of farmers to actually reduce wildfires by going to cut on their farms grass which would have previously been left without anyone coming to manage these pastures correctly.
With such innovations, this could truly be the answer to the cost of feed, which are threatening viability of dairy farming. Gerald Sasa, ZBC News, Marondera.
Well, we'll find out what's buzzing in the world of sport. Do stay with us after this.
The Minister of Health and Childcare, Honorable Dr. D.T. Mombeshora, Deputy Minister, Honorable S.T. Quilini, Permanent Secretary, Dr. A.J.V. Maunganidze, and staff extend their warmest congratulations to you, Your Excellency, on your esteemed appointment as Chair of the Southern African Development Community, SADC. Your assumption of the SADC chairmanship heralds a new era of collaboration poised to propel the region towards achieving its noble objectives. We are confident that your tenure will usher in a new era of growth, prosperity, and sustainable development for the SADC community and Africa. In the realm of healthcare, we eagerly anticipate enhanced regional synergy and knowledge sharing, leveraging collective expertise to surmount common challenges and optimize health outcomes for our citizens. Your leadership will undoubtedly catalyze innovative solutions, bolstering our collective response to emerging health threats and priorities, and ensuring that our region remains at the forefront of global health advancements. Your appointment is a testament to your visionary leadership and commitment to regional development. We are confident that your tenure will be marked by unprecedented achievements and prosperity for the SADC community. We wish you wisdom, foresight, and resounding success as you guide SADC towards unprecedented heights of achievement and prosperity. May your leadership be marked by quality and equity in health, leaving no one and no place behind. Makorokoto Amhlope. Congratulations.
Say hello to seamless transactions and effortless convenience with the new Inbox Swipe Card. Swipe, tap, Pay and go with confidence anywhere in Zimbabwe. Sign up for your Inbucks swipe card at any Inbucks booth nationwide today. Have you registered for Inbucks yet? If not, dial *569# or download the Inbucks app and redefine the way you bank. Terms and conditions apply.
Section 154 of the Constitution stipulates that the Clerk of Parliament and other officers of Parliament are appointed on terms of service approved from time to time by the Committee on Standing Rules and Orders (CSRO) and are public officers, distinct from the public service. These appointments are on an open performance-based contract subject to the provisions of the Officers of Parliament Terms of Service Regulations, Statutory Instrument 24 of 2018, as amended from time to time. Applications are therefore invited from suitably qualified and experienced Zimbabwean citizens below 50 years of age with a clean security, disciplinary and criminal record to fill the following vacant position: Deputy Clerk, Grade, Chief Director level, F2 equivalent, Department, House and Procedural Services, Location, New Parliament Building, Mount Hampden. Reports to the Clerk of Parliament. For more information, visit the Parliament website on www.palzim.gov.zw.
Welcome back. Straight into sports. Zimbabwe champions Gezi Platinum Stars have bowed out of the CAF Champions League after a 4-3 loss to penalties to AS Manema Union 4-3 in their preliminary round reverse encounter this Sunday in Kinshasa.
The dreaded penalty shootout decided the fate of Gezi Platinum Stars as AS Maniema got the green light to progress following a new all-aggregate score over 2 legs in Zambia and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The two teams once again failed to find the back of the net in the second leg of their preliminary round tie, which forced the match to a penalty shootout, having played out to a goalless draw a week earlier. Faced with the opportunity to progress to the first round via a shootout, the Zimbabwe champions lacked the nerves of steel as they missed 2 of their last spot kicks. While Ngezi lacked the execution, their opponents kept a clean record, scoring all their 4 penalties to knock Madamburo out of the CAF Champions League in the preliminary round. The Mondoro Ngezi-based club bows out with honor, having kept 2 clean sheets on their debut appearance in the African jungle. While AS Maniema Union moves to the first round, Ngezi still have a chance to play in the African Safari again next season as they are still involved in the title race. Reynold Ngwarati, ZBC News.
FC Platinum failed to reclaim top spot in the Kasulaga Premier Soccer League after a 1-0 loss to Bikita Minerals at Sakuva Stadium this Sunday.
Simba Bora have been guaranteed a stay at the summit of the PSL standings for at least another week after FC Platinum were plagued with a defeat by New Boys Bikita Minerals in Matchday 24. FC Platinum will have appeared to be favourites of the 4 front-runners to lift the championship this season, will have extra work to do if they are to lift the coveted silverware for a 5th time, as Simba Bora are putting in a pound-for-pound fight. Chris Makambira scored a 42nd minute goal for Bikita Minerals to ensure that pure platinum play remain below Simba Bora for at least a week. Elsewhere, Manica Diamonds went for 9 straight matches without scoring a goal as they continue to fall below the pecking order after losing to Caps United by a 0-0 at Rufaro Stadium. Exciting youngster Kingsley Mureremba wielded the axe that executed Manica as he scored the lone goal of the match that gave Caps United their 4th consecutive victory, their longest winning streak so far this season. Yada also had a good outing in Ngezi as they won by 2-0 against Chegutu Pirates. Kama Billiard took the opportunity to catch up with William Manondo and Timon Machope to top the goal scorers charts with 10 goals after drawing first blood in the match. Meanwhile, the Blow Your Derby pitting Chicken Inn and Highlanders produced no goals as the affair ended in a stalemate at Babafield Stadium. Reynold Ngwarati, ZBC News.
The Zimbabwe archery team showcased impressive skill and determination to win 6 medals at the just-ended Africa Genesis Archery Region 5 tournament held in Wavels Bay, Namibia.
The country's archery national team, along with the development team, proved their worth at regional level as they went toe-to-toe with countries like South Africa, Zambia, Botswana, and West Namibia. The two squads made an impression in the 3-day tournament as the development squad, fronted by Jonathan Howard, clinched 3rd place overall in the 3D category and silver medals in the bullseye event. Howard stood out from the pack, winning bronze medals in both 3D and bullseye, as well as gold medal for combined scores and an overall bronze with his cumulative performance. The senior team also were not to be outdone as they won bronze in the 3D category. Andrew Manning had a spell to remember as he rose to 9th on the continent's rankings based on his individual score. Bidding to host the 2026 AGA Region 5 Championships, the country has renewed optimism that it will get support in their efforts after the two teams gave a hint of how big the sport can be if supported. Meanwhile, South Africa emerged as the overall winners of the tournament. Reynold Ngwarati, ZBC News.
The second edition of the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service Commissioner General's Goodwill Trust Fund Half Marathon lived to its billing this Saturday, with a number of athletes flocking the venue to participate in the 20 events lined up.
Long-distance athletes Moses Takarinho and Rudo Monterwa were the glorious acts this Saturday, winning the 2024 ZPCS Commissioner General's Goodwill Trust Fund Half Marathon's main event at Chikurubi Damview Resort. While the two crossed the finishing line first, in his speech read by Deputy Commissioner General Sosha Ndanga, the ZPCS Commissioner General Moses Chiwovu said humanity was the winner as the proceeds are meant for charity.
Allow me on the onset to express our gratitude to all for being here today. Your unwavering spirit of shared compassion and generosity is important to us. Your support will go down in the history of the Zimbabwe prisons and the correctional service as cadres who took time to support charity. This is a testament to the enduring commitment of our organization to uplift the lives of those in need.
At the ZPCS Commissioner General's Goodwill Trust Fund Half Marathon is meant to raise funds to assist vulnerable members of the society. Meanwhile, star wheelchair athlete Stella Jongwe won the women wheelchair 10-kilometer event, while Munyara Zikatio won the same race in the men's category. Reynold Ngwarati, ZBC News.
Well, that's a cap in sports, but stay with us with showbiz coming up after this break.
This is the currency we've been waiting for. A currency that's not just paper and coins, but a symbol of Zimbabwe's rich resources and stability. That's Zimbabwe Gold. This is ZIG. Let's dive into what makes ZIG not just a new currency, but a new beginning for Zimbabwe's economy. ZIG is born out of a blend of traditional and innovative financial wisdom, anchored in gold and precious metals, along with foreign currency reserves. This backing isn't just for show. It's a promise of stability and trust, ensuring that ZIG's value is as solid as the gold it's pegged to. From the bustling markets of Harare to the serene landscapes of rural Zimbabwe, ZIG is set to become the medium of exchange that's both reliable and accessible. With denominations ranging from ZIG 200 to ZIG 1 and even handy coins, it caters to every transaction, big or small. Transitioning to ZIG is a breeze. It's all about inclusivity, ensuring no one is left behind in Zimbabwe's financial renaissance. ZIG doesn't walk alone. It co-circulates with other foreign currencies under Zimbabwe's multi-currency system, enriching our financial landscape. It's a legal tender that not only simplifies transactions but also restores confidence in our economy, promising a future where stability and growth go hand in hand. So why ZIG? Because it's more than just money. It's a symbol of Zimbabwe's resilience, a step towards an economy where stability is the norm, and every Zimbabwean can look forward to a prosperous future. Welcome to the era of Zimbabwe Gold, where our currency is our pride.
Musicians continue to churn out hits with various artists joining the Power FM Top 40 chart this week.
After weeks of topping the charts, Kilati's Kanandanyura was relegated to 4th this week. Effort Haushai Wako by Tifa Guni and Pop Jane on 6th made it on the chart for the first time. Delroy Shewe also joined the rest this week with his song Fona. Master H is among the top contenders with more than 4 songs on the chart as he maintained the second position with his song Kuvura Hombe. His other song, Bata Majarin, was on position 7. Patience Nyagado Sebesi News, Harare.
Government's efforts to revamp recreational parks in Harare has brought back light into the ghetto, with one of the facilities now a center of entertainment.
It was a hive of activity at the recently revamped Glenora Park in Harare, where youth engaged in various activities this Saturday. Music, dance, and other recreational activities took center stage. The other highlight of the week was the visit by the reigning Miss Universe Queen, Shanice Palacios, who received a warm welcome at the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport before engaging in various events around the country. The Prince Edward Band has proved its mettle to entertain after putting up a sterling performance in Harare this Saturday at an event where Zimbabwe and Russia were cementing educational ties. Meanwhile, still in entertainment, the tombstone of the late music icon Soldier Love was unveiled this Saturday at Warren Hills Cemetery.
Munhu akanga ane passion for music from a younger age. When he was like grade 2, akatangira ku band. That's where talent kwarakabva. Then inini vaneve grade 7, he are grade 4. Imagine, akaimba mu senior choir ndikamba mu junior choir. So talent raivepo kubva ikoko. Then kutanga kurecorda music, it's from way back. Vakaenda pakatanga ma-urban groups bye. So was there. Iye neimwe brother yangu anonzi Spice. They did the True Love Crew. So after True Love Crew, I have now progress. Then all of a sudden, 2011, vaita more serious nechi ne music. 2012 was the breakthrough. High fields kubanzura ndoko zvakatangira. Then from there, Saura akazongotaka kuenda kumbari.
Well, that's a wrap on the Sunday edition. From us here at Pocket Hill as well as Montrose, we leave you watching the video of the week, Yvonne.
Yep, and our video of the week is Sijabule Namhlanje from the LMG Choir. Of course, this is in commemoration of the Heroes Month that we're in. We're still celebrating. So, yep, let's be happy. Let's celebrate. Good night.
Good night.
Sitete,